back to something objectively stupid. We are on episode 4. Hooray.
Holy
Yeah,
guacamole.
baby!
4 episodes? That's
Oh,
crazy.
you lagged.
Joey likes
4
it.
I didn't
episodes and we're
lag.
still doing it.
Yeah, I agree.
Nope.
You know, if this is the first episode you've seen, we're doing this in the Big 25. Like and subscribe. Hit the follow button. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. Go follow. Go like. Go subscribe. We're doing the shout out in the Big 25. Let's
Buy our
Yo, I-
merch. Buy our merch.
Yo, I mean, how
Our
many
Our
viewers is
merch
this episode
is
going to get?
this spray bottle. This is our merch.
Oh
We're
my
selling
gosh,
this.
beautiful.
$50.
$50.
We have
What's
to
our
make
fucking
money
profit margin on
somewhere.
that?
Our profit margin, this thing costs like $20.
Dang,
We make,
$30
like,
profit margin?
$30.
That's crazy. Anyways,
Buy our merch.
who wrote the episode? What are we doing today?
Well,
I don't know.
well, we didn't really write an episode more of that. We were just going to talk about our experiences in the relationship side of things, dating and first date experiences, websites and dating apps that people use, and also just best and worst first dates in general, like our opinions on what would be the best first date.
Yeah.
Fair.
This is a good, I think this is going to be a really good episode. For all of our
like
women
it.
listeners, one women listener, this is going to be a good one. So
Editor, cut that shit out. We cannot praise them. This is going to be a terrible one.
we
No.
hate women in this house. We hate them. We
God,
hate them
they
so much,
sound-
we had to make a whole episode about hating women.
That's next.
That's the next episode? I thought that was this one. Dang.
No, I'm talking about dudes.
Oh,
Dating
we're talking
dudes.
about, oh,
No.
that's right. We all kiss boys. What was I thinking?
That's like 3 episodes. That's like 3 episodes in one.
We each have an hour-long rant about kissing dudes, and then it was like, oh shit, we're out of time. That's all.
There.
Whose turn is it next week?
Um,
Joey, you can kiss dudes next week.
Yay! I got the kissing dude stick. I do have a bad date idea, or not bad date idea. Bad date idea. The sun. That's a terrible destination. Too hot. Next, I only really have one bad date story. Maybe you guys will jog my memory once we get talking about yours.
Yeah, because I
but,
was there.
I was
You
there
were there.
too.
He's always watching. Anyway, my bad date that I had was recent. So in London, there's this beautiful place called the Rec Room. Rec Room ain't bad. I'm sure you two have been there already before at some point. It's got new arcade games and stuff. We go in there. Arissa got a coupon for a 2-hour play, and I had no idea what the fuck that meant. So we go up to the desk, we give the lady our little ticket here that says 2-hour play, and she says, "Oh, cool, buddy." I'm like, oh, I liked.
It's okay.
"Oh, buddy, my coworker. Can you go grab this thing for me and grab them their little tickets?" Okay. Comes back, scans it. I see on the little scanner thing it says employee 2-hour pass, and I'm like, oh, 2-hour employees. That's kind of cool. So we try and scan it on the first machine. It works. We hit our thing, and we've got like 200 points, so we're able to play for 2 hours. It's nice. And so we scan our little thing, we play our game, and it's like, oh, yay, tickets awarded or what have you, and nice, cool. Go over to the next machine for the, like, the grabby claw for the bear and, like, the little rubber ducks and stuff like that.
The claw
So-
machine.
Yeah, a claw machine.
The
and so
grabby
we-
claw.
The grabby claw. But, so we go there and we swipe our little card, and it's it. Oh, what? Swipe it again.
Wait,
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
is Denanet
Nope,
bad?
it's-
Is Denanet bad?
Then
Yeah,
it's
dun-dun-dun,
bad.
Oh, okay.
It's obviously bad.
I know this
But-
because my worst date is also at the rec.
Yeah, the terrible place. Never. No. But anyways, we end up trying to swipe this thing. Doesn't work. Oh, this is weird. Maybe this machine doesn't like this stuff. It's odd. Try it again on different machines. It still works. Let's check our ticket balance because now I'm kind of concerned if we're not getting tickets. Scan it. No tickets. So it's a staff play. So what it is you are able to play any game in there, but you're not going to be rewarded tickets, so you can't get a prize at the end. There's no
Oh.
prize for playing your games. There's no doing none of that. And so we try and go to a photo booth to make the most out of it because it's like, oh cool, they got a little photo booth. Nope. It doesn't work. It will not work at the photo booth.
Oh
You'd
my
think a
God.
camera is pretty free because I have my fucking phone on me, but no, apparently not. But we ended up leaving because what is an arcade like type of place, a game room, without any reward at the end. Where's my little
Yeah.
fun sunglasses that I'm gonna throw in my car and leave there forever? There's no reward. So we play Halo and we leave. And that was
I
it.
mean, Halo.
Yeah, whenever I
Halo
go
is
to
the
a
best game,
Ha-
so I don't.
Halo's
blame
pretty
you.
Halo
awesome.
is good.
But whenever I go to an arcade and I pick my prize, it's always like the smallest little thing I can get, the cheapest thing, and I get like a million of them, and I just litter them
Yes.
everywhere. I am creating so much trash. Sea turtles hate to see me coming.
I would love to see you coming. Anyways, so
All
let's get this
right.
straight. Joey, you went to the arcade.
Anyway, on to Emmett's first.
No, it's not a thing. I want to clarify Joey's. I still feel a little confused. You went there with a pass, thinking you could play every game. You ended up only being able to play the worst arcade games, and at the end of the day, you get nothing. So like the whole point of the arcade is playing all the fun games, getting a little goofy like squish ball at the end, and you got none of it.
Nothing.
Bro got a nothing burger. You got 2 pieces of bread at an arcade. That's what happened.
This sounds
did.
like when a casino gives you like a $5 free bet and you end up losing like $1,000. That's where they're hoping you did.
I
Where you
don't.
just spent so much money trying to get something
Is that
out
a
of it.
universal experience or is that just an Aiden Kennis experience?
I think that's just an Aiden Kennis experience. This guy gambles.
This
You
guy
can tell.
gambles.
They never give me a
Aiden-
free bet. I win too much money. I'm not profitable for them.
Aiden,
But yeah, we ended up staying there for like 15 minutes and then we walked out.
understandably so. That sounds.
Yeah,
awful.
and the rec room's like a drive too, so you made a trip out of it.
Yeah, it's true. We did. We ended up getting chili cheese dogs.
Hell
Yes.
yeah. Aiden, how was your
Yes,
date at the rec room? You mentioned it earlier. I want to know. Because this
Yes.
place, I've had nothing but good times there. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Really evil, awful.
Evil.
But anyway, there's a bit of backstory to mine. So I was on Tinder swiping, and I matched with this one girl. I realize in hindsight now, I was on Tinder for about a year. At the very start, I matched with someone, and then I realized my second last person I ever matched with on Tinder was the same person. So I went on a first date with the same person without realizing it till in hindsight.
Wait,
Because I was like, huh.
how do you not remember? What do you mean?
I got rid of
You-
all
so
their
you went on a date.
contacts because
You went on a date, like a year. At
didn't
the
go
start.
well.
It didn't go
Didn't
well.
go well.
So you matched with her again later, and
I did not recognize her.
oh my!
Did you recognize her
God.
when you got there? Did you recognize her when you got there?
No.
Are you just recognizing
Oh.
her now?
I
No
recognized
way.
her a week after.
Oh my
No
God!
way.
Oh
Did she
my
recognize
God.
you? Did she
I
recognize
don't-
you?
I don't think so.
Yikes. That's
That's
a yikes.
crazy.
That's a
Because I would
yikes.
have recognized.
Editor, put this on
Yeah.
the video. We're starting the yikes counter. Anytime something like this happens, this goes to a yikes. Aiden's got 1 yikes point. Let's see it climb. Let's see it climb.
Give me a yike buck, please.
1 mom buck from Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
So,
Terrible.
I am 99% sure it's the same person because I had their Instagram account. I'm like, I didn't get their Instagram account. So I must have gone the last time and forgotten to unadd it. So
That's
I'm
almost a
99% sure I went on this same first date with a person twice. And both times it didn't go well. I'm going to tell about the second time.
We're both times at the rec room.
Oh, okay. I
No.
was gonna say
Okay.
that was the first time you met this person twice. The first time, but I'm just stupid.
Yeah, the first time was at Tim Hortons, and it was like, it was for 15 minutes because she was like, yeah, I don't have a job, I don't have a car, I live with my sister, and she was like 20, and I'm like, okay. Wasn't in school, wasn't doing anything, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work out.
No direction in life, no erection in life.
Oh, that's a yippee. Joey gets a yippee point. But that's pretty good. That's a
yippee
What's with you
counter.
trying
That's
to start
really
counters
funny.
right now?
I don't know. That's the bit I'm going with today. So shut the fuck up. That's what we're doing.
Shut the fuck up, counter on Aiden right now.
Shut the fuck up.
That's a
That's
one.
another yikes. That's another yikes for Aiden.
That's
2
another
yikes.
yikes. Yes. So I go and pick her up, and it started off kind of bad too on the text. She was like, because she said, "Do you care what I wear?" I'm like, "No, not really. You know, I don't really care what people wear." And then she walks out in stained clothing, like it's relax wear that has like stains on it, and I don't think they're there on purpose.
The mustard stains from the hot dogs. I
From the
see.
hot dogs,
I
yes,
think-
yes.
I think it's important not to care what people wear, but when you're going to present yourself, I think you
Mm.
want to present your best self, right?
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
think like yeah.
Like I said off the hop, I didn't care what she was wearing. Like she could have
Mhm.
wore whatever the hell she wanted, and I would have been like, all right, first date. Let's see what this is about. But
Yeah.
no, it was just stained clothing. Uh, and she also reeked. I feel so bad
Uh,
saying that, but
Oh,
as she walked into my car, I'm like, holy shit.
that's not a
well,
yikes.
see,
It's not a yikes point eight. You're
yeah,
justified
Yeah, not
there.
a
no,
X point.
that's like a
Yeah.
fair. Like if you're going on a date and it's like if it's a first date and you're meeting this person and you're
Mm.
But it's
genuinely
not a
interested,
first date. It's a
this is
second
like
date.
no, this is like peak you.
Mhm.
Like on a date, this should be you at like peak. Like you're cologned up, you're perfumed up, you've got your outfit on that you
Mhm.
enjoy. That
Not
type
even
of
like
stuff.
I would say like it's not necessary to have like a nice. It's just like you're trying, you know?
Yeah.
Yes,
You
you're
are
putting an
trying.
Because
effort forward for
yeah,
the other
you can't put
person.
a standard on what to wear or what to smell like because that's just not realistic for some people, right? This
Mhm,
whole religion is about not having smells, but like not adding scents. But I think it's
mhm.
just trying, right? Like if I went to a date with my neck beard and my unibrow, that's me not trying, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
So I think
absolutely.
it's all about trying. And then anyway, we're in the car talking, chatting. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I mentioned one of my cousins." She's like, "Oh, yeah, I know them." I'm like, "Oh." And she's like, "Yeah." And it's like, "Do you know this person, this person, this person?" I'm like, she's like, "Yeah, I have a really big family. I have like 40 cousins." She knew like all of them except me. That's a yikes in my
Yeah, is that
book.
another
I
yikes?
went on an accidental date with my long lost
Is
cousin.
that,
No.
that's
No.
three yikes. That's three yikes point, and we're not even 10 minutes in.
Date!
That's
On the same date!
crazy.
So
Oh
she
my
was not my
god.
cousin. I want to clear that out. She's not my cousin.
Maybe she
She
was, and
just
you went back for seconds on the second date.
Don't say that. Don't say that, please. Please don't say that. Oh my goodness.
Joey gets a yikes
That's
counter.
a
I'll take
yikes
it.
for
I'll take it.
Joey.
I'll take it. I'll
Okay.
take
Oh
it.
my god, that's crazy.
Aiden, do we give him
No.
5 yikes for that comment? What are we thinking?
Oh, okay,
That's like a
that's a
million.
bit much. That's like a bit much.
For
I don't think Aiden
insinuating
will
that
even
I
hit
went back for
5.
seconds on my
I
on a
stand with Aiden
cousin.
Guinness. I kind of stand with Aiden Guinness. You're at a billion. You're at a billion yikes.
Joey
Editor
counter one. Wait,
block his screen with
Block
a
his screen
billion.
with all yikes. He's just yikes.
you know what? I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use my one yippee point to block it all
Is
out.
that how it?
No
Okay, it
more.
cancels it out.
We're just
Aiden,
playing D&D at this point.
we don't play that. We're
Can you
not
roll for
nerds.
that?
Yeah, we don't play that.
No, no.
Let me check my watch.
But
Hey, Mr. DM, what was the when next?
when
anyway,
next?
back to the date. We're just on the car ride. I had to go pick her up because again she didn't drive. She still hasn't gotten her license. Um,
That's another yikes for her.
yeah. Uh, bring her to the rec room. Oh no, originally we're gonna watch the Barbie movie. Uh, so I accidentally booked the tickets for the wrong theater, and that
Ah,
theater
shit.
was halfway across town. So I booked the wrong theater. We're gonna see the Barbie movie. We ended up watching Insomnia 5, I think it was. I'm not a big horror guy. Uh, and on the drive there, I've already had in my mind like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out, but I'm still gonna be a gentleman. I'm still gonna, go through the first date. I'm not gonna be like, turn around, nah, sorry, see ya. But yeah, on the drive through, I kind of like made up my mind, but movie went shit, so I was like, all right, let's pick a movie. She picked that one, and I don't like horror movies at all. It's a horror movie. Then we went to the rec room, and then I bought the cards, and we were playing games, and um, she also just sucks at the games. I was like, oh, should we play like versus each other? Like, no, let's not do that. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, do you want to like, oh, I can win you a stuffed animal. She's like, no, let's not do that. I'm like, what game do you want to play? Let's go to the photo booth. I'm like, okay. The photo booth is like a lot of credits too. It's like
Oh
8
yeah.
when a normal game's like 4. So I'm like,
Not
okay, yeah,
even.
we can.
It's like 20. It's
Yeah,
like 20
it's
credits.
insane how much it costs for the photo booth. Yeah, so all my ideas are getting shot down. And I'm like, oh, how about we, like go one-on-one on this game? And she's like, no, not really into that. I'm like, do you want to get tickets for prizes? And it's like, whatever. I'm like, my brain is like aneurysm at this point. I'm like, why are you even here then? And so we continue walking around for a little bit, and then I bought like 2 little toy soldiers because that's all I had enough for. Was just at this point, I'm like, all right, let's start going back home. Uh, and also, I forgot to mention this, but on the talk as well, I found her voice very annoying. I don't know if that's a big thing for you guys,
No, like
but
that's like a thing when learning people. Mm.
mm, I think
Natural.
voice is very important for someone because if you're gonna be
I'm
like
about to listen
at
to
the end
you
of the
yap for the next 50 years.
exactly, if you want to end up with someone, it's not like the most thing you're gonna be doing is talking or spending time with each other. If you don't like listening to that person, then like what are you doing?
Very
Reasonable. That's
fair. Very
fair.
fair.
So, again, I decided like this date was over like when it started basically. But still bought everything, still drove
Yep.
her around. We talked the entire time. And the conversation was also just like as well, despite the big mind blow of her knowing all of my cousins. We when we continued on talking, I was like, "Oh, so what's your favorite this?" And she's like, I don't really have a favorite." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Do you have any like hobbies? What do you do for a job?" I'm like, "Don't have a job. I kind of just doom scroll TikTok."
This person's a nothing
Yeah,
burger.
nothing.
Yeah,
Again, just 2 pieces of bread. I will say though, Aiden, props to you. Like this is gonna sound bad because it's coming from another guy.
another
But
white male.
yeah, props to you. I agree. Props to you for finishing the date. Again, not every person is dateable to everyone. Like, I'm
Mm,
Yeah.
sure there's someone out there for her who would enjoy her company
mm,
and would want to spend the rest of their life. Like, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But
mm.
regardless of what you do, it is just plain rude to like turn that down when you promised it would happen. You made plans. What is going on?
Yeah. Epilepsy. Aiden is going through an absolute typhoon at the moment. So, but we'll pick up the conversation here, I guess,
I have
because
to
Aiden's
help clean
story's
up
done.
dinner.
Okay,
Go
that's all
right
right.
ahead.
I got my
Emmett,
worst
we'll
date
continue the
story on
conversation.
lock. Don't you worry.
Get going.
I love you, Aiden Kennis. So for our
For
audio
the audio.
listeners, Aiden Kennis has to go clean up his dinner. This is a joy about living at home that my dearest Joey,
Unskippable cutscene.
unskippable cutscene, dearest Joey wouldn't understand. I'm sure he actually would because he did live at home, but he doesn't now. So that's good for him. If you want to rob him, his address is this. I'm lying. I would do that.
My family's lovely. They would welcome you into their home, I bet. Let's see if you're talking about my mother a lot. See if you survive this.
I don't
Audio listeners, I have a D20 in my hands.
Riz check.
Emmett, we got a rock, paper, scissors now. It's a 10.
Are you serious? Okay.
It was a 10.
Yeah, but I got a plus
I'll
one.
show the
I have a plus
camera.
one. Look at me. I'm a plus one.
It was a 10.
I'm a plus one though. I'm a plus one. I have a plus one
You have
on
a
all my
plus
stats.
one?
I picked human race. I got a plus one on all my stats.
I'm human
Are
race
you?
as well. What are
You're not a
thinking
no.
of
You're a
this?
fucking goblin. Nice fucking try, buddy. You're not passing that one.
You're not passing that.
Alright, alright.
Get out.
You ready?
On shoot.
Rock.
Rock,
Paper,
paper,
scissors,
scissors, shoot.
Oh my god. We both picked scissors.
We both pick scissors.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Uh,
I pick paper.
I
I'm
pick
cooked.
scissors. I pick scissors.
pick
I
scissors.
love your mom more, and that's what that means. Back
That's
to
what that
loving
means.
people. While Aiden's still gone, he's still nocturne alted. I love that reference. I love League of Legends.
It is. I hate that game.
I fucking hate League of Legends. I've had a lot of bad dates with my lovely girlfriend, and the more I think about them, like the more of them I planned. So, like for example, my girlfriend, I'm going away this weekend, so my girlfriend said, hey, I want to see you this week, can we come over and spend a day together? I made time, we spent a day. She took me to a movie that I was nervous about. I don't like horror movies. She took me to the movie The Monkey, which isn't actually a horror movie. It's actually really funny, and I loved it. I had a great time. She's like, Emmett, I know you'll love this. She convinced me, and it was great. And then the day I slept over, and we went to play pickleball. And again, the whole time I'm thinking like, man, pickleball's stupid. Pickleball's for old people. I love pickleball. Pickleball's great.
Pickleball's great.
See, we had a great
Pickleball's
day.
awesome.
And then we came home and we made dinner. It was awesome. My bad date. So me and my girlfriend have been dating for, I checked my watch, 7 years. She has planned 6 Valentine's days. I've planned one. I planned one.
Nice.
And it was this year. And I took great pride in my Valentine's Day planning because that was like a part of my gift. It's like, I'll pay for everything and don't you stress about nothing. I'm going to plan it all by myself. Like, you don't even have to do anything. She stressed the whole time. Again, reasonably so. It starts off like this. I call this restaurant. I'm not going to name the restaurant because this place has probably been slammed with bad reviews. Like, terrible reviews. And I'm going to get to it. I call this restaurant and something seems fishy. I go to book a reservation. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Valentine's Day. Can we do 7 o'clock? It'll be beautiful. Yep, you're in the books. All good. I pick up and close the phone. I could feel it in my gut. I was like, something was wrong. So my girlfriend calls me like, did you book Valentine's Day? I'm like, oh yeah, I got it. So I call back 2 days later because again, my gut, I could feel it in my gut. I ask, I'm like, what's going on? It's a different person who picks up the phone, and they're like, no, you're not in here. You're not in the reservation, but I can put you in. I'm like, what? Are you serious? Like, yeah, we'll put you in for 8 o'clock. So I'm like, oh, 8 o'clock dinner? I'm like, but I want to do this restaurant. It's a good, nice Italian place. She'd love it. It's good. The food looks good. So I'm like, okay, yeah, put me in for 8. And again, the phone sits down, and another weird feeling in my stomach. I'm like, that didn't feel right. So I tell my girlfriend about it. I'm like, we're in. I think. I booked twice, and they didn't say I was there. But it worked out. So we're getting ready for dinner. We're getting ready for Valentine's Day. And I also booked a movie. So we take you to this movie. Go to the movies that day. It's called Love Hurts. It's a romance comedy action movie. So it's like boy movie, but they got the romance. Unfortunately, the movie was really bad. Like
Aw.
Holy
He's
shit, you're
green!
green.
Aiden's back and he's
Holy
green.
shit, you're green, buddy.
He's so green.
Oh my god.
Give it a second. Give it a second.
What
And
do
I'm
you
no
mean,
longer
give it a
green.
second?
The green levels, the radiation is settled.
Gamma
It's
rays.
dispersed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is why you don't live in your parents' basement in the gamma rays.
He's greening out. He's
I
hulking
can't wait
out.
to tell the story of the day Aiden turned green. I can't wait to
That'll
someday
be
tell
good.
that. So where was I?
Back to your story.
We go to the movies.
You were at.
We're at the movies.
Shit.
You're frozen.
Why am I?
Aiden's green.
Yeah, why am I
You're frozen. Welcome back. So we go to the
Oh.
movies. The movie was Love Hurts. I saw the trailer. It's an action romance comedy. The fight scenes looked great. The jokes were hitting in the trailer. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. Unfortunately, everyone else but the lead actor, which was I forget his name, but he's the guy actor from Everything Everywhere All at Once. He was the dad.
I love that guy.
He was fantastic. Everyone else sucked, and it ruined the movie. Like, I'd give that movie 2 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. That was
2 out of 5 big
bad.
booms.
It was 2 out of 5. Boom, boom. That's it. Nothing else. It was bad. So I apologized to Karen. I'm like, I'm sorry. She's like, I still had a good time. You know, she got a Fruitopia. She got a popcorn. Still a good time. But then we go.
I fucking love Red 40.
I love Red 40 Fruitopia. We go to the downtown. We're trying to find parking. And it's just awful. There was a concert that night too. And the restaurant that I booked was right next to the arena, which I think is it still the John Labatt Center, or is it a different name now? I think it's changed, but to me it's the John Labatt Center, but it's definitely got a different name now. The parking was just full everywhere. We ended up having to park like 5 minutes away in like a $30 parking lot. It was so bad. And we left 45 minutes early, and it's a 10-minute drive. We were going to show up half an hour early for our dinner reservation to try and sneak in at like 7:30. So
I'm sorry, I'm just losing it. You have the politician hands. You're like, wait.
I usually
We're the best podcast. We're the best podcast.
It's one. Okay, so when I usually talk, I've learned this from public speaking. It's called leveling. So when you speak, you level like this, right? Like up, down, level. Like, oh, you know, like we're good.
He's petting the dog.
Yeah. Good boy.
dog.
Good altar boy. That's why I have a middle part.
That is a yikes point.
That's a yikes.
That's a yikes point.
I love Christian religion. Thank you, Christian and Catholics. Anyways, where was I? That's why I have a middle part. We pay for $30 parking, and we walk 5 minutes. We show up to this restaurant, and there's a line out the door. There's a line out the door. And I'm like, okay, we're going to get in. Like, we have our reservations. We wait 15 minutes there. And I'm looking around. This place is packed. Like, it's a tiny, tiny building. Again, we're going to do the same bit. You think of, like, my kitchen. It's about the size of my kitchen. It is tiny, and there's 200 people in here. And I'm looking around. There's 3 waiters and waitresses. There's 3 people working here. Like, it is terrible. They were super nice, mind you. But they're like seating us or getting us ready. And they're like, okay, here's the menus. We wait 30 minutes for someone to come take our order. We get waters and we get our food. They come back 30 minutes later. Mind you, so it's now been an hour. And they come back and like, actually, we're out of the food you wanted. And the food that my girlfriend wants is going to take a really long time to cook. So I have to order something different. And then we come back and it takes an hour and 30 minutes. So we're already there for 2.5 hours until we get our food.
Oh my.
And my girlfriend can attest to this. The word I'm going to use is notoriously patient. When it comes to waiters and restaurants, I have a very long window where if something doesn't go right in a service industry, I tend to wait longer than I should. How do I make myself sound the best in
Or
this situation?
your job
No,
that
no.
hasn't paid you.
No, we don't talk about that. I'm trying to make myself sound like, the word I don't want to use is bitch. I am not a bitch. I just wait a long time for things because I am patient. Yes, I am patient.
You're overly patient to the
You
point
lost me.
of yeah. It's almost like you're overly patient to the point of self-destruction because you don't kind of want to be
Yeah.
a nuisance to yourself in finding a different place or a nuisance to people who are already preparing food.
Mind you,
Could you say that you are a people pleaser, perhaps?
It is. We're gonna. So mind you, it is 9:30. So Kiara and I have reasonably said that like it's Valentine's Day. We're not getting in anywhere else. This is here.
Yeah.
We might not get the food we want. We might not get like it might be a long wait. The food comes out 2.5 hours later, and we finally eat. So it is 9:30. We got in here at 7:30. It is 9:30, almost 10. I can do math. It is 10 o'clock. We leave this restaurant at 10:15. It took us 10 minutes to eat. So what we found out from the one waitress or one waiter we had is 2 people were running these reservations. Call back to when I called the reservations, felt something weird in my gut. 2 people were running reservations. They had 100 people maximum seating because it's the size of my kitchen. The one person booked 100 people. The other person booked 100 people. Obviously,
way.
that's
no.
200 people. They find out Valentine's
math,
Day
yes.
at night. I can do math. They find out Valentine's Day night.
Oh.
So it is not fair to these 200 people to cancel them. That is like a lot of people's first dates, a lot of people's first like that's like the night you show actual effort in your partner. It's not fair to cancel them. I think for me,
This is the one time a year that I can show affection.
Other than birthdays and Christmas, that I show affection.
That's some old
we are
head type
limiting it.
shit. That's some 50-year-old dad. Like, well, what do you mean? I love your mom. I took her out for Valentine's Day.
Like, notoriously, Kiara. Oh my gosh, notoriously, my girlfriend has been called the Mrs., the old lady, and one other thing. And that's her 3 names. Anyways,
And one.
we've learned that those 2 people, so there was supposed to be 5 people working that night, 5 waiters for 100 people. That sounds doable but busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The chef.
Yeah, 20 people per person. That's like
there's
that's
2 chefs.
doable.
2 chefs again. Busy. It's Valentine's Day, but doable. Those 2 people, one of them got fired, the other quit on the spot. So now there's 3 waiters and waitresses. The one chef heard about 2 people coming in, he quit on the spot. So there's 1 chef, 3 waiters. Mind you, the guy who took our order was not a waiter. He was the manager. I'm pretty sure 1 other waiter was fired or gone that night, just refused to show up. So there was 2 real waiters, 1 chef, and 1 manager who was taking waiting tables for 200 people that night. That is
Just
awful.
Like
that's the thing though, is you can't close. It's Valentine's Day. This is some people's this is the Valentine's Day. It's wrong to say
It's the show must go on, yeah.
Well, yeah, what do you say? Go find a different restaurant? It's 8 o'clock at night. Everywhere else is booked. It's booked.
I'd be a lot
That's what I would
different
do
if
in
I
that
had
situation.
to run them. If I had to run this situation, it's understandable for workers, right? But if I had to run through this as the manager and I just had both of my chefs quit on the spot. We were already practically understaffed because that's a very low amount of people for 100 people serving that night. That's still a low staff count.
Mhm.
I would induce the incentive of more money. You guys tonight you're gonna be working like crazy, double time,
I'm sure
easy.
that's what happened. I'm sure that's what
Uh,
happened.
well, you
No,
know,
because it
probably not.
never does.
Really?
It
I
never does.
have my
Have
significant
you
other
never
that was
worked
in the
a
service
job?
industry.
I've
Yeah.
I've worked the retail
You know what my
experience.
boss tells me when we're busy? Sucks. All right.
You're a
Uh,
plumber, so it's shitty.
Yeah, busy
That's about
busy
it.
is good is what I've always been told. But I imagine on Valentine's Day for the food industry, again, I've never worked food industry, but I imagine Valentine's Day is like Christmas for retail workers. It's time and a half. I'd imagine that's what it is.
Mm,
I think Valentine's
no.
Day, you don't think so?
It's
No,
not.
Valentine's
because servers make tips.
They
So
do, but
there's no
again,
incentive. There's
there's
no time and a half is tips. So
hold on.
they don't double their wage because that's the whole thing about it. It's
If
Dude,
your
they make
boss
the
is
tips.
nice, maybe.
Maybe,
Like,
but also like double time on what? What's the server minimum wage? 13 an hour, 14 an
no, it's
hour?
minimum wage.
yeah, so like it's minimum
Waiters
wage now
Ontario
because
in
they
Ontario,
split tips.
waiters do not generally receive time and a half pays on Valentine's Day, as it's not a statutory holiday. Although it does happen. It does happen, but it's
It does
not.
happen, but
Yeah, it's not
most managers would
statutory.
be like, "Hey, boom!"
Yeah, no,
Most managers would be like, "Hey, you got a bunch of people coming in tonight. You do a good job. You get good tips. It's
that's just
Valentine's
true.
Day.
Yeah,
People are
that's
gonna be
just
racking
true.
up bills. So people are probably wanted Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
in certain scenarios. So I wouldn't say time and a half. If I was that manager though in that scenario, I would definitely say like after everything's done, like thank you guys for sticking out, and I give them like a huge bonus or something, whatever I could
Yeah.
do to them. Throw them a pizza party.
A pizza
I-
party? No,
E-
they definitely get paid. I think they definitely get paid more than what they made that night. Like again, I don't think it's very sad. And I tried. It was the entire universe saying, "Nice try, nice try, idiot." We're not gonna say the R word. Nice try, idiot. Boom! And me and my girlfriend are still together, obviously. I just have been banned from. I haven't actually been banned, but I'm banning myself from planning Valentine's days ever again. She can plan
You
the
should
next
tell her that
100.
before
I
next
don't care.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
You should tell her
She-
that before the
she's
next one.
better
Before
at
you.
it anyways. She's better at it anyways. I'm
She
just
is
happy
better
to
at
be
planning
there.
things, man.
Yeah, no kidding. I tried. I really thought I had it this year. It felt awesome. Romantic movie. Movie was butt cheeks. Romantic dinner. Dinner. The one restaurant I picked got demolished. Like,
Is that restaurant still even in business,
Um,
or was that like demonstrative? Like couldn't come back
let's
from
check the
that?
reviews because when I booked, it was 5 stars.
Which is crazy. I think that whole situation could have been handled differently. Like they should have shut the doors on you.
Okay,
With
it's
them out
still
the door like that, they should have
4.4.
called back those 100 people.
4.4. Okay,
Let's
not
check
bad.
the Google reviews. Yeah, so if you go back to Valentine's Day. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there's
Read off
three
read off a couple of
one-star-
reviews. Read off a
okay.
couple of reviews.
Here we go. This was done 2 weeks ago. I've not been here before. No, that's not 2 weeks. That was Valentine's Day. What month is it right now? What day is it?
March.
What?
February was like last
How do I
month,
go?
buddy.
It's not sorted by. Here, sort by newest. 3 weeks ago. A
This
month
podcast
ago.
is off the rails, ladies and gents.
Yeah, it's gone downhill. Where's your buzzer, Joey?
Where's your
Eh.
answer?
Wrong.
Yeah, so Joey, while he's trying to find these reviews, I want to talk about your experience on dating apps.
Oh, yeah. Before I met my lovely wife, who I love deeply and absolutely cherish, yeah, I was on dating apps, and they were kind of shit. You kind of just meet a whole bunch of people
Yeah.
who don't really want to do anything besides either A, I'm horny. Okay, so is everyone else. Fuck off. Or B, you're not interesting. Why did you accept me if you're not going to have a conversation with me? But luckily, I found my lovely wife on there. She asked for video. I haven't told you guys this.
She asked for video porn.
No, she asked. No, she asked for me and Emmett's sex tape. I said no. No, she asked
Thank
video game
God, that's
suggestions.
confidential. Sorry, say that again. I spoke over.
She asked for video game suggestions. She's like, I see that you wrote that you play games in your bio and everything like
Peak.
that. And I'm like, I'm so uninterested in this point because I don't think this person's interested in me. I've just dealt with an entire like
What?
day of.
She literally just read through your bio and said, "Hey, I saw this about you. What
Does-
video games would you recommend?"
Does Joey
Literally the
It
best
was a-
conversation starter that you
It
could
was
make in that
it was a
scenario.
plain text. What games do you recommend?
Aiden,
right?
do we give
And
Joey
so,
a yikes point on that? Do we give Joey a
No,
yikes
not
point?
yet, not yet. We give him a fucking
no, yeah,
idiot.
you gotta listen.
point for that.
You're gonna give me a yikes point in a second here. So, she asks for video game suggestions. Do your asses know what game I fucking chose to recommend to her?
League of Legends.
Legend
I
of
said
Zelda.
Genshin Impact.
No.
Nothing else.
That's a yikes. That's a fucking
That's
yikes.
all you said
That's a
back?
yikes.
my
I said
God.
Genshin
first-
Impact.
the first-
plain.
So
Plain.
your lovely wife, her first
Mhm.
interaction with you besides your profile was Genshin Impact.
Oh.
And me being dry as fuck over texting. I don't know how I landed this.
Oh.
And she
That's a
goes, I don't know how I
huge-
landed
Those are
you.
okay. Those are the best relationships though. When you have no
Yes.
idea how you got
Yeah.
there, it just worked.
Two
Yeah.
absolute idiots fall in together. Well, it was just love at like first call. I was
Love at
trying to play
first
Genshin
Genshin
because I
Impact.
was I was playing Genshin in the background and it just turned
the
into
first call
like
you
her-
have with her, you're playing video games?
Yeah, and she was playing video games too, and she's like, "Hey,
Okay.
I'm gaming right now. I've got nothing to do. Do you want to call?" And I go, "Yeah, I don't really know you, so sure, we'll call." Called. Oh my god, this girl is so pretty. I can't believe it. I cannot stop looking at her. I didn't even play Genshin. I just stared at her like half of the time, just smiling behind my microphone like an absolute idiot. Well, that was the good date. This is not the good dates podcast. This is the bad dates podcast. Aiden, you've had
Uh,
bad experiences on Tinder though. You've had some shitty
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, for me on Tinder, it's just like an amalgamation of people you know, and
Like your
you're
cousin.
lit-
I was gonna
you're-
say that.
no.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to cut him off. I didn't want to cut him off. Like your cousins. Oh my God, Joey, thank you, thank you. I wanted to say it so bad, but I didn't want to be rude. Oh my God.
Yippee point to me.
That's a yippee point for Joey. I'm sorry. It wipes his last
No.
yike point. Genshin Impact gone. No more yikes.
Yeah.
Joey's back true neutral. Aiden, you're still at 3. You need a yippee.
They have a feature where you can block contacts, so you use that,
Okay,
and you don't run into your cousins.
that's fair. That's fair.
You didn't
But
use that
it's-
feature. But we'll continue.
Yes! Yes! Oh my God.
Oh my-
Bro, he's been missing for like 20 minutes and he gets back and we just berate him. I missed you, Aiden Kennis. I missed you, buddy. Anyways, how was Tinder?
Bad, to sum it up. It's an it's an amalgamation of really bad responses. And also their algorithm is shit. They kept putting me up against like people who have in their bio 6 foot 6 figures, 6 inch. Don't talk unless I'm like, I don't want to see that in your bio.
That's you though.
And,
That's
like,
you though.
That
Say,
is not
life is
me.
full of disappointments. Here's the first one. Hello, I'm Aiden Guinness.
That's
See-
messed up.
That's a great opener.
Oh.
Do-
It is a
would that-
great
would that
opener.
not
He's
work?
right.
don't know.
Depending
I-
on the girl.
Yeah, I
Yeah, you don't know. You've been in a relationship for 7 years.
Dang. But yeah, the algorithm's just whack though because they kept putting me with people that were like, would not swipe on me. I'll say that.
Yeah. No,
they
but
would not
it's just
swipe
not
on
pinning
me.
you. It's not pinning you
Yeah.
against people that you're possibly
It's putting me
unmatched with.
against the MLB, you know. And I'm just a little local leaguer. But anyway, no discredit to my girlfriend saying that I'm batting way out of my league with this one. Don't know how I got her, but anyway.
Every
Um,
relationship.
But yeah, so it's pinning you up against people you have no shot with, and keeps dangling like a premium thing in front of you. And it's like, oh, you get more swipes if you get premium. I'm like, that's why the algorithm's shit, because it wants you to go against people you have no odds with, just so you spend money. And then any other dating site besides Tinder doesn't get any traction. You try to go on Bumble, and you just see the same people from Tinder again who already didn't swipe on you.
Obviously, you didn't try Grinder. I tried that shit. Me and Joey hooked up instantly.
Speaking of buying premium, they usually blur out their photo, but you can mostly see them.
The tank is visible
You
in the
can
fog
see-
of war.
You can see the enemy tank in the fog of war.
What? Is that? Why did you both say
Look it up.
that?
Look it up.
Is that
Look
Look it
it
up.
up.
real?
Post. You can put it in the podcast too as an image.
What?
Yeah. 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 And so just on Tinder, you meet a whole bunch of weird people, and it's hard to find a relationship on there. But like, what else do you do in this day and age? You go to a bar and try to meet someone. That's not like. When was the
Hang
last time
out
you
on
heard
a
a success
library.
story? Yeah. 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 Honestly,
That's a good
probably a
one.
smart play. Yeah. You need to go do hobbies to find a partner. You need to go do hobbies and find people who also enjoy those hobbies. Because if you go to a bar, it's swing and a miss with the person there. Because the only thing you might have in common is partying, and then like you might find something else that you like about them. You can only party for so long, you know. But
Yeah.
for going to bars to meet people, I think it's honestly just bad in general. But also on dating sites, it's bad in general as well, because you just have to go through a slop of people.
It
Like
is. It's a crazy map. Like it's the entire world practically,
I
or
would
your
compare it to
generalized
like yeah,
area.
I would say it's like a desert for guys just trying to go through it because you get no matches, and you're just every time you see someone like, oh, I might actually be able to match with them. I like their personality. And then it's like trying to go towards an oasis. It's actually just a mirage because like, oh no, they didn't swipe on me back, and I have two liked profiles, and then you see the liked profiles and like, I'm gonna say no to this one, thanks, chief. And then
I
it says,
had this
oh, you missed
old
a match,
strat.
go for rewind, and I'm like, I'm good, thanks, chief.
I had this crazy strat. I never used Tinder. Okay, so I never downloaded Tinder. That site
Then
sucks.
then what
Uh,
what website did you meet your lovely
I
wife on?
I think it was like Yubo. We were both
What is
I
Yubo?
think
It's
17 or 18 at the time.
Yubo?
What is
Yeah.
Yubo?
No, I know what
Um,
it's the Snapchat one.
yeah, it's like
It's
Snapchat,
dating
except
for
you don't ever use it as
minors.
Snapchat. I was 17 at the time.
She was
So
18.
no,
I was
when he
yeah, I was
started
17.
dating his girlfriend, he was 17.
I was in
Because
high school
How
still.
old was she?
Yeah.
It was the end of high school.
Christmas is like when I would say like they dated, and we were in grade
Mhm.
12. His birthday is after Christmas, so
Yeah.
he's still good. Yubo, it makes sense for a 17-year-old to be
For
on
him.
Yubo.
Yeah.
She's
She's like
18.
2 months older than me.
Yeah,
She's like
she's
2 months older than me.
I don't know, Joey.
Milfs.
18 and 17
Milfs.
seems a little
Milfs. Anyways, my strat for this, for if your desert analogy, is bring a tsunami. For this site, you had to like collect up points, right, through the daily login or what have you, and you can only say yes to so many people. So what I do, I log on maybe for a week and don't do anything on the site. What do? I spam the like button on a fucking Thursday using all my points in one fell swoop. Somebody's gonna message me.
Oh my goodness.
That was the strat, and it worked.
Your strat was basically just blackcalling every company and asking, hey, do you need a sales broker? You need someone to do your stocks for you?
Notoriously, it works. What you just said, Aiden, works in 99% of the cases. You just have to keep going. It's the Sisyphus analogy.
Buddy saw a cave and just started swinging for diamonds.
I did, and I found them. None of those
Oh.
people were interesting.
I think dating
Well, there's
apps,
one.
I think dating
And
apps.
you weren't one of them. You weren't one of them either, Joey. Genshin Impact.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, Genshin Impact. I think dating apps above. I think there's an age range. If you're in a dating app between 18 and 25, nobody knows what they are doing. Like, you can't tell me at 21 years old, you're like, yeah, I've got my life set.
I mean, fuck you.
You could try. You definitely try.
I think I'm on a pretty good path.
But then
Aiden, you're fucking green.
yeah, you agree.
Yeah,
I don't even want to hear
That's
it.
my counterpoint.
There is 21-year-olds, there's 25-year-olds who are doing really well, who are financially stable, who are fantastic. There's also 21, 25-year-olds who are still living in their parents' basement, who have no idea what's going on. And they like, for me personally, I'm still like working my way through the corporate ladder. It's not very fun. I think dating apps are the same, where you're 18 to 25, you got no idea what you're doing. You're just there for the good. Like, I can't imagine a date. It is a rare instance for a dating app to work out. in my opinion. I
Yeah.
think but it's a good thing.
Mhm.
When dating apps work out and you find a significant other, it's good. But you can't lie. The reason you are there in the beginning, maybe it evolves into, okay, I'm done playing around. I'm done messing around. I want actually something serious. In the beginning, you're there for one reason and one reason only. And I think that's how it starts. Of course, it can evolve, it can get better, and it oftentimes does. But I think what Aiden said maybe 10 minutes ago, if you are 18 to 25 and you have your license, do your hobby. You will find someone interesting there. The bar is not it used to work, but it don't. Bars are
Drinking's
awful.
not a hobby.
Drinking
Drinking's
is
not a
not a
hobby.
hobby. And if it is your
It's an
hobby,
addiction.
yeah, I totally agree. If drinking is your hobby, go get a life. Drinking is awful.
It's like finding a date at a smoke pit.
100%.
Yeah, you know. It's like, hey, can I bum a
Fucked
cig?
up.
Can I bum a number?
If-
And then
yeah.
it's a love story.
If you're finding
Har-
your
harm-
My
Harvard
number's on the pack.
up your standards at that point. Up your standards if you're finding someone at a bar. Unless if the person is like, I love exactly what you like. I actually saw you last week at our hobby thing that we do. Be like,
Yeah.
okay.
I wouldn't say up your standards if you're at a bar. I'd say if you're trying to find a significant other at the bar, it's gonna be
Don't.
very hard for you because because you gotta think you want someone who likes the same things that you do or has a comparable personality to you. You're just swinging and missing at a bar, right? So you just need to go where it's a higher likelihood of people liking the same things as you, and
Yeah.
them also being the gender that you like. So
Yeah.
if you just keep going to the bar, good luck.
And once again, I'm gonna reiterate my point. Drinking isn't a hobby. It's a fucking addiction.
I want
Oh my god, that was too big.
This guy's not a
This
dedicated.
guy's not. He's not addicted, right? He's not like us.
Yeah.
I want to.
His hands aren't even shaking yet.
His hands aren't even shaking. I want to stress. I can't stress this enough. I think dating apps have the opportunity to be good. I've never been on one. I've never been through the dating struggle. For some reason, someone threw the most amazing person, like my girlfriend, at me, and I had my glove ready and I caught it miraculously. It was a 1 in a gazillion chance. Big relationship point I want to go here. When I'm sure all three of us know this, when you meet the person in the beginning, they're awesome. 5 months go by, they're not so awesome. But
It's
that's
called the honeymoon phase, yeah.
but that's what the relationship is you're like, okay, I'm not so awesome. You're not so awesome. How do we become awesome?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then over years, again, change doesn't happen overnight. It takes years. It really does. I'm at a point now in my relationship where I'm awesome. I'm 100% fully me. I actively go up to my girlfriend and I do that face nonstop. And I do that face to you guys too. Like
Yeah, you do that face to her nonstop. Up, down. You know what I'm saying? He goes down, down.
No!
Yikes point. Yikes point.
Yikes point. We're talking about love and relationships, and you have.
I wanna build off of what you said, Emma. I kinda wanna build off of it because I recently went through this change. You went through this change probably fucking 5 years ago, you old fuck. Anyways. Yeah, practically 2 feet in the
Once
grave.
a year, I think we go through it once. Not even like we have it once a year where we're like, okay, we did something bad, you did something bad. Let's no more, and we get
Yeah.
better.
But I had the big moment in the relationship where it was just like, oh, this fucking sucks. We don't love each other. We're fighting all the time. And then it wasn't like a compromise of why we're fighting. It's just we are fighting and stuff like that. But it turns into you growing as a person and you learning that a relationship isn't just fun and love and like all these super high times. It's helping this person through low times. It's you living your high times, they're living your low times, you meeting in the middle with them so you both can be on a happy plane. And it's growing and realizing, holy shit, guys, me and you now have to do taxes. Shoot, I'm like, but me and you have to do taxes for the rest of our life. We are going to have to buy a mortgage for a house. We are growing up together as people and we're pushing our way through this so we can do it. And it's just a lot of growing through life, through situations that you're thrown into that you have to deal with. This is the person that you want by your side that's going to get at your back and fucking shoot over your shoulder at shit that's bothering you,
You're
right?
completely right, Joey. You're the goat, Joey.
Yeah.
I fucking love you.
Yeah, you always got something good to put in, but yeah. I'd also say just like at a point, if don't give me that look.
Well, you said something
Don't
good to put in, and I've got something good
don't
to
give me
put in
that
you,
look.
big
Yikes! That's
boss.
a yikes! You're gonna need another
That's a
yippee to clear
yippee
that. That's
time,
not a
baby.
yippee.
That's a
No,
yippee.
that's not a yippee.
But I was gonna say, if you ever get to the point where you're no longer excited to see your partner when you go home or when you go to see them, then something needs to be addressed for sure. Because I would say you don't have to be like excited, but you should be like, oh yeah, I get to go see this person, the person that I enjoy spending time with. You shouldn't be like, I gotta go see her. Like you should be like, oh yeah, I get to go see her. Of course, that's not always gonna happen, but if there is a point where it's like, oh, I kind of have to go see her, or it starts feeling a little bit laborious, then something needs to be addressed, and that
Mhm.
because there's obviously something bothering you. Because if this is the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, then you kind of want to see them every day.
I
You know?
totally agree. Relationships take, I want to stress this, relationships take work, but they are not a job. Aiden's right. If it starts feeling laborious, right, stick with it. Think really, like you're a human being. You have a brain on your head. I know you do. Really think about it. And if it's like, oh man, I have to see this person, and it's a 9 to 5, then no, like it's and again, it's not like, oh, I felt this way for a day, it's over. No, if you feel this way for a long time, then it's over.
Mhm.
But it
No,
shouldn't
and
be.
it's not over. It's
No,
not
no,
over
no, it's not
either.
over.
It,
It's like
It's a
if you feel
discussion
this
that
way
needs
for
to
a
be
long
had.
time, yes, it's a discussion.
yeah,
It's not like a I'm
totally.
giving up on this person. It's like there's a point in time where I love this person and I love this period of time that I've spent with them. Why is it dragging now like this? How can we get
Mhm,
back to here or turn what was back here into something that's new today?
mhm.
Type of deal. Not just a shit, I give up.
Yeah,
You're right.
that
It's
was
been a
my
month.
issue
Fuck this.
with my first girlfriend. That was kind of my issue. I feel like I gave up, and that's why I broke up with her. Our relationship was destined to fail. Uh, but I feel like I didn't really try to resolve it, and I have definitely learned past that. But again, our relationship was destined to fail, and if I were to go back in time, I don't think I would have changed what I did because it led me to my girlfriend who I'm dating now, who I am severely in love with,
Yeah,
and I don't think I'd change anything personally.
it's a learning experience. In the end,
Mhm.
it's all of it is just learning to live through life with somebody, making mistakes through life. If you take away all the mistakes, what kind of life did you live?
Mhm.
Want a flawlessness? Cool.
I
You
think
don't
if
get
you
a
Not human.
trophy.
yeah,
You don't get a trophy for being flawless.
if
Every
you're
human makes
not making
mistakes.
Well, I mean,
mistakes,
Jesus Christ kind of got like a bunch of trophies for being flawless, if
He
you
had a
think about it.
pentakill.
after he died,
Did a
Pentakill.
backflip at the Last Supper and dropped a bear totem that exploded
That's a
everybody in
deep
there.
cut. That's a
No one
deep
else will
cut.
get
No one
that.
else will get that, but we'll keep it in. I think that's funny. I want
We'll keep it in.
I want to stress this. We're 20, 21. Like we don't know. We're not love experts. We're not the love guys, but
No.
we are. All three of us are currently. I
If
don't
you
want to
ask
speak.
all of our girlfriends, we are not love
Yeah.
experts at all.
I don't want to take words out of everyone else's mouth, but I would assume us three guys are very happy in our current relationships.
Mm.
Yeah.
I agree with Aiden's point is that you and Joey is that it's a learning experience. If Aiden could go back in time, there's no point because he wouldn't know what he knows now. When relationships happen, I want to stress this a lot. Changes do not happen overnight. They take a
Mhm,
very long, long, long time. Like
mhm,
even for me, like my girlfriend and I, we worked through a problem with me personally, and it took me multiple years. It took
mhm,
years. It was a very
Yeah.
long time, and it was a change that I wasn't willing to do until it happened. If that makes
mhm,
sense, until she was forced into it. I kept it very secretive until she saw like, hey, like this is a problem, and then I was able to
mhm,
say, yes, you are right, this is a problem.
mhm,
It was against mine and her will, but we both worked through it, and we both agree that we're a better relationship because of it.
mhm.
So I
Mhm.
want to
And
say,
it was tough. It
yeah,
was but also it wasn't really like a job, It was something that you needed to do, but it might have sucked in that time, but you got through it, and now your relationship's stronger for it, right?
yeah. I want to stress this: if you're having problems with your relationship, bring it up. Someone's not willing to change. If someone does not want to change, then that is a problem that you need to
Mhm,
discuss. But if they are, Do not expect it in a day. Do not expect it in a week. Do not
Mhm.
expect it in a month. As long as you see a little bit of progress every day, that is what it takes. It's a little bit every day.
Yes.
Love
Mhm.
is a
But
little every
it's
day.
not like it's not like gaslighting too, because you also have to be fearful of relationships that are like just downright toxic that some people blind themselves to. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
this guy's changing a little day by day. But if you see no real change and you're genuinely attached to this person, start looking at signs. Just
Mhm.
keep an eye out for yourself in the end.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. I'd also like to take a step back right now. We keep talking about how to maintain a healthy relationship, but how do you get one in the first place? What do you guys think? Like, if you
Grinder.
get a match with
Grinder.
Grinder, if you
It's
get a
literally
match
the
with
best one.
someone, it is the best one. But if you get a match with someone and you agree that you guys want to go out, where do you take them? What's your first date spot?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Ooh,
That's a
that is
really
a good
question.
question.
What do you do for a first date? Because you want to get to know the person. I
Yeah.
have something cooking, but I'll ask you
I
guys
think the
first.
movies is good, but it's not that good. Like I'm a movie guy. My girlfriend and I love the movies, but when you're at a movie with someone new and the movie's on, fuck no, baby. I'm watching the movie. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I'm at the point in relationship now where I'm out watching a movie. We watched The Monkey, and every time the monkey was on screen, I went to Kiara and I went, "That's the monkey." Every time. But I wouldn't do that on a first date. You know what I mean? Like that's not something
Why
you do.
not?
Yeah. Why not? They don't love you for you if you
They
don't
don't
do
love me
that on
for
the
me if
first
I'm
date.
not pointing out every 10 seconds that that's the monkey on
That's a
screen. And
monkey.
I can't tell you how many times she said, "Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up." But I couldn't stop. It was so funny. So the movies
Involuntary
I think
response.
we all three of us read out movies. Either movies or out.
I think movies
Yeah.
are terrible. I know I earlier I said I took a girl to a movie for the first date. Haven't done it again because movies are
You
awful.
went
You're not.
somewhere after. You went somewhere
Yes, I
after.
went somewhere after, but if you're just doing movies, I don't like that at all. Because one, you're in
Blow
an
up.
environment where if you have talked to the person, you're in an environment where it's dark, it's secluded. Uh, you don't really know what's going on. It's not the best place to get to know someone. You can't talk. You can't really see them. There's no interaction that happens between the two of you at
You
all.
can't have
You're just
you can't even have sex in there because
That's
you're not
not
watching
true.
Sonic 3.
That's
You're not
not
watching
true.
Sonic 3. So,
I've
unless you're watching Sonic 3, you can't have
they have
sex.
thermal cameras.
I've watched it. I wasn't there, but my poor girlfriend. I don't
You
want to tell
weren't
her
there and you
story.
watched it.
No,
Is
I
this
didn't
on
watch it.
Pornhub?
I didn't watch it. It was my girlfriend. She was there. I was supposed to go on this date. Notorious Emmett move. I didn't show up because I'm me. So I didn't go. I was invited, but I didn't go. And there was promiscuous actions in the movie theater with other people. And apparently it was really awkward. Like it was so bad.
Yeah.
Don't do it in the movie theater.
I don't know why that's a
Movie
trope either. It's awful.
theaters
You're
are awful.
surrounded by people.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
like that's some people's thing, um, but it's bad in there. The pop and some minimum wage workers gonna have to come in after and just do a big sigh when they see a giant wet stain on the seat. You know?
Oh,
It's
okay.
Squidward
Terrible.
cleaning the Krusty Krab
Yeah,
toilets. That's what it is.
but yeah, it has a bad annotation to it where it's sexual stuff is kind of expected for some cases. So
Yeah,
if you don't want
it's
that
just a bad
pressure,
spot.
yeah, I would say don't go to the movies. Uh, I'd say how would you guys rank dinner date? Because personally, for a dinner date, I'm kind of like it's like a B tier in my
Really?
opinion.
I was gonna get to this point. I was gonna get to this point as my two best date spots. One would be restaurant. Where's Emmett going? He's gonna be.
He's giving us the
What?
wave. Look at
I
that
can
booty.
see it. Oh, damn,
Damn.
that ass is great in jeans. No socks on either. Dog's out. But I think the best two spots for a date would be dinner,
Mhm.
preferably at a restaurant that you like and you enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
like as the person booking it. Like I would
Mhm.
choose an Italian place. I love pasta, and then I can talk about that, right? And
Mhm.
see if they like pasta, and if they don't, I'm not dating them. Well,
Take her to Eastside Marrows if she don't want to go. Get the fuck out.
if she don't like Mario, she can get the fuck out of you. So, either dinner dates or a park, like a park where you can walk around.
Mhm.
Because how I connect to people is me and my girlfriend have really deep conversations sometimes that go absolutely crazy, and that's when we connect the best.
Mhm.
So if I'm trying to find somebody in this, I want to talk to you. Are you interesting as a person that I can spend my lifetime with you? Or do you doom scroll TikTok and not want to play arcade games with me?
I would say
So,
the park might not be the best spot to meet someone because it all depends on the time. If it's like a Saturday midday, yeah, sure, it's fine. But if
yeah.
you're like, hey, let's go to the park at 8 o'clock at night when it's
Why would
dark
you do
out,
that? Why would you do that
well,
as a first date?
sometimes that's the only time you have. If I'm going out at 8 o'clock, you kind of only like you go, or it's gonna be dark eventually. You don't really want to go for a walk, in my opinion. It is good though for a lot of other things. It's short in case it doesn't go well, because that's kind of why I'm against dinner as well. You're there, and as the guy, you're kind of like expected to pay, which I mean, fair in my
Sure.
opinion.
I think it's fair.
Sure.
Uh, for the first date, I think whoever pays on the first date should be the person who wanted the date.
Yeah.
Whoever asked the other person out should be the one paying for the
Even
first date.
then, I think it's like we talked about this already, but like being born as a guy, I think you're expected of things. Being born as race, you're expected of things. These things may not be true, but these are social norms that sadly, if you don't follow, it's looked down upon. Again, are these social norms good? Not always, but as a guy going down for dinner, it's a social norm that you should pay. I
Yeah.
think it's not wrong to follow that. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's
Yeah,
fine.
I also think
I would kind of go
with a dinner date, in my opinion, I think it's too expensive. Honestly, in this
Yes.
world, for a first date, if you wanna say you go through one date and you're like, I don't like this girl, and then 2 weeks later you go out on another date because you're like, okay, let's see if she. Because in my opinion, a first date is like, I like talking to this person. I think they are neat. I want to see what they're like in real life, right? And we just said you can go through like a lot of people. Uh, if you take them out to a dinner date twice, like twice a month. Let's say you know got a godlike ratio and you're
200
taking a
bucks.
girl out. Yeah, that's $200 right there. If you don't go somewhere super fancy,
And yeah,
right?
and
That's
you
just
don't pay for alcohol. Alcohol's a killer.
yeah. Alcohol's a killer. So it's about $200 just to see if you even like the person. So I think it could be very expensive for a dinner date. I think the best date you could do is a coffee date. I think
That's
it's the best.
true.
It has
I
all
think
the
that's S
advantages of a
tier.
dinner date. It's quick enough that if it doesn't go well, you can have one cup of coffee and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go. It's a neutral location with a bunch of workers right there, a bunch of other people in there, so it's nothing major, right? You can get some fancy coffees, then, if they order something, if they don't like coffee, that's kind of like well, what do you do, right? And I
Easiest
wouldn't say you
pickup
go,
line too. Do you want to grab a coffee with me sometime? S tier.
I wouldn't
It's
say
S
that's a
tier.
pickup line.
Well, it's not a pickup line, but it's like an invitation to a
That's a
date.
date ask. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's a
think
date.
Yeah.
That's a
an
date
S
as.
tier.
It's grab a coffee is
S tier.
so non formal as well because
You
it's
might
like
be right. You might be onto
it's
something.
not like a huge date where it's like like it's a lot's expected. Like you gotta dress not like a coffee date. You should go up in casual attire, in my opinion, right?
Your
if I'm
casual.
dressed,
Yeah,
yeah,
your best
if I'm
casual.
going in like my semi-formal to a Starbucks, like, because I would also say like don't go to like a Tim Hortons or a McDonald's to get the coffee. You go to a Starbucks almost every time.
No. Oh yeah.
No.
I think no. I was sorry. I was gonna say another S tier date that I just thought up. Tell them to dress fancy. Tell them to get all fancied up. Take them to a trampoline park. Okay. You get the stupid grippy socks on, and
You
you
know where we're
look.
finishing. We're finishing. I
You
know
look.
this is over.
You look right
Stop.
about here,
Stop.
No.
and you pray they have a penis. You pray, and if they do, you pay for the whole date.
You know,
Absolute cinema.
this was-
Thank you for
I would
listening, ladies
say
and
I would
gentlemen.
say
His mic cut out. Your fucking mic cut out. Your fucking mic cut out. We got none of that. I think it is time to wrap it up. Unfortunately, you almost got a yikes point. It was really close. Thank
It
God
was
you
so
pivoted
close.
into being gay.
I
do agree
was gonna
with
say
it.
formal dress
Yeah.
in a trampoline park's crazy.
Coffee date.
That
If
was the
you're
point.
looking
It
for
was just
date
an
items.
out to the lunch fucking comment.
Yeah,
It
I
wasn't
think
meant to be serious.
So Aiden's completely right.
I think coffee
date.
date
Yeah,
is
I
S
can't
tier.
think.
I think it's the best date you could do.
I went on a date recently with Kiara. We played pickleball. Great date, but is that a great first date? No, I don't know.
No,
Ooh.
because it kind of falls in the same thing as if you're both competitive people, that works great. But if it kind of falls in the same thing as movies where you don't really talk, you don't really know,
It's not casual enough. It's not casual enough.
it could be a good first date, but not a great one.
depends
You
on
know,
who
that's
you're
like a
going with.
second date material, I think.
I think sports in general are a typical bad first few dates. Like, if I envision it and I go, hey, do you want to go snowboarding with me? That has now all of a sudden put so much pressure on the both of us to perform our best at this sport to prove that we enjoy it. Like, if I'm
Mm.
snowboarding and I'm snowboarding like shit and absolutely eating it on the slopes,
Mm.
possibly amazing, funny date idea. But if one partner is smoking the other partner out of the water with no regard to how fast
Mm.
they're going down the hill or slowing down to them, bad date.
I think it could show some charm,
But yeah, it's not a
but I also do
first.
think
It's not a
it's
first.
not like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's where like it all depends on how after you do it. Like if they're smoking you down the hill and then they playfully tease you about it, where it's like, oh, come on, slowpoke. I think that could be cute, and then they slow it down, but they don't. Then that's kind
I
of
wonder
like,
what your
eh.
love language is. That's weird. Anyways, I agree with
I
Joey.
can't
I
say
think
what
it's
I was
time.
gonna say.
I think it's time. Yeah, do no more cousin jokes. No more cousin jokes.
No more cousin
I think it's
jokes.
time to end up wrapping up the podcast. We've been going for an hour and a bit. An hour and
Yeah.
10 actually. This was an hour and 10
We did
Yeah.
podcast.
great.
We
Might
deserve
end
it.
up being only an hour. We're cutting out a lot. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I want to reiterate, we're doing this again in the Big 25. Thank you all for listening. If you guys enjoy the podcast, share it, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a subscribe. Aiden said it in the last episode. Let me know what your worst first job was, or let me know what your greatest or worst first date is. Leave it in the comments. We hope you enjoy. We're on Spotify, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on everything. Joey is selling merch. It's a spray bottle. Don't forget about the merch. Thank
Put
you.
the Amazon dropship in the link.
Thank you to my buddies Aiden and Joey for setting up the podcast, running the after show and the before show. I will see you guys in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.
Yippee!